YouTube land. This is Phoenix Dingo. Thank you for tuning into my station. Please subscribe so I can hit 1,000 viewers. That would be awesome. Okay, so I'm doing a video today because there was yet another shooting in West Texas, Odessa. 5 people were killed and 21 people were injured. And it's the same thing over and over and over again. And now you're going to hear politicians say the same thing that they always say every time. It's a tragedy. This should never happen. We need more gun control. We need to regulate. And then you're going to hear people start talking about, keep your hands off my gun. We need smaller government, less reach. It's the same crap over and over and over again. It never changes. And I think the reason why is because it's become an argument instead of a solution. Politicians tend to act like they sympathize, say that they want to do something and just move on. And after a couple of weeks, it just kind of disappears. One of the main problems with this is politicians act like one thing is going to fix everything. And they don't really acknowledge that it's a multifaceted problem. You can't just come at it with one solution and think it's going to fix everything. You need to come from multiple angles. And the way that we've been doing things, it just hasn't worked out at all. So, in my opinion, it's time to try something else. Just like with every other situation that we are struggling with in this country right now, it's time to try something else. At minimum, if we vote for most of these candidates, everything's going to stay completely the same. Nothing's going to change. They're going to do what they have to make a little bit of change, but pretty much they got the presidency, now they got their clout and they're good. But what's more likely, in my opinion, is that things are going to continue to escalate. We're going to see a lot more violence. We're going to see a lot more crime. We're going to see a lot more addiction. We're going to see the collapse of our economy, just everything, okay? And for me, this is why it all comes back to Andrew Yang, okay? This is yet another reason why I am Yang Gang all day, is because of his policies. They all feed into each other, okay? Now, I'm not gonna list everything, but I'm gonna list a couple key things that I believe would help the situation. From what he's proposing on his website, AndrewYang2020.com, I believe it is. Check it out. Just type in Andrew Yang. It'll pop up. Andrew Yang 2020. All right. So, investing in mental health. I personally am a huge supporter of this idea. I'm surprised no one else has really taken a hold of this idea and gone in. Now, some of you might know this, but Andrew Yang's brother is a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I can't quite remember. But either way, he has someone who's close to him who is in the mental health field. To me, this is important because they recognize a lot of risk factors that could be leading to a lot of these things, or at least contributing in a large way. Now, with mental health, you have, for instance, vets. They come back from war. They come back from crazy situations. They've seen horrible things, and they're not getting taken care of. They're just tossed aside. We have tons of them where I live who they live out in the street. You see them all the time, just panhandling. They don't even want to be part of society. We have a tent city, and they all just kind of congregate there. We did a thing a couple years ago where a bunch of the different businesses gave them free things like grain bars, bags, all kinds of different stuff. And I got a chance to talk to a lot of them, and they have a lot of stuff that they're dealing with. And it seems like no one really cares. No one really wants it. We want to talk about, our vets, thank you for serving our country. Now how about you come back here and we're just going to let you rot, and we don't care. So that's one aspect. Two, we have a lot of addiction problems. We have a lot of people with psychological problems who are walking around undiagnosed. If you can't afford counseling, which is expensive, unless you go to the places that are local that you can do it for free. But the problem is they're all overburdened right now. I know where I am right here, most of the places are booked months in advance. You know, it's like, and a lot of places aren't even taking new people, new adults, at all. So someone who has a problem, if they recognize it and want to go get help, help is not available for them. Okay? This could be a major deterrent. If you have a psychological break because you have something right now that you need and you have to wait months to get help and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and now we're shocked that people are just going out shooting people, think about it. Makes sense, doesn't it? So, that's one of the things is there's just not access to a lot of it. And there's not a focus on it. Mental health is huge. We should be really investing. And that is one of his plans. It's on his website. Amazing, amazing, amazing idea. And it comes from a different angle. Like I said, it's multifaceted. Next one is what everyone talks about, gun safety. But with him, he has a couple neat ideas. Nothing new with this one. The exchange program. I've heard this one before. Great idea. Give cash for people's guns. People come in, give them a gun, you get some cash, go do whatever. Okay? Next one, which is a little more advanced, would be licensing and educational requirements before you get your guns. I think that's great. I think there also needs to be a mental health component. Look back a couple minutes ago, discussed. Banning dangerous weapons for mass shootings. Again, not new, but definitely important. Okay, and then he was also talking about personalized guns. I saw him talk about it a couple of times where you have guns where only you can shoot the gun. So you can't have kids going in shooting up the schools because the gun won't work for you. You can aim, you can point, you can pull the trigger, nothing's gonna happen. So that's a great thing. Now a lot of people were like, he is such a nerd when they said that because he was like, you know, people are gonna get excited because it's like a high tech gun, and he just kind of shone a little bit, and they're like, he's such a nerd. Well, nerds are usually just really, really smart, so I'll take it. Um, when Next thing I would say is reducing student loans. Now, some of y'all might be like, "What the heck does that have to do with guns and people doing crime?" Well, um, financial problems can lead to mental health. It can strain the family. It can lead to substance abuse. For instance, coming home looking at all your bills that you can't pay and be like, "I need a freaking drink," and you start drinking, then you get a drinking problem. You Let's say you're prescribed pain pills after surgery or something, and you just start getting stressed out, but you know that pill makes you feel good. Next thing you know, they're addicted to heroin. Crime increase. You know, it just makes sense, and there's so many other problems that can come from financial stress. Andrew Yang has a cure for that. You know what that is? Not a cure, but a step in the right direction, and that would be the dividend. Okay? Now, all this isn't a cure all. I'm not saying that this is going to fix everything, but what I am saying is that it's a group of policies that'll help us move in a better direction, which is there's nothing that's going to cure everything right off the bat. You're not going to sign a law and then everything's perfect. It don't work like that. It's a bunch of steps that move us in the right direction. And right now, the only candidate that I see who has that potential is Andrew Yang. So you can vote for any of these other jokers if you want to. Okay. Vote for things to say the same. But if you want to vote for something that's going to change and move us forward, then you vote for Andrew Yang. Period. Anyways, please subscribe. Have a wonderful day. If you have any comments, if you have any ideas, go ahead and put them in the comment box down below. I will respond to everybody, and y'all have a great day. Bye.